Hey, how's it going, everybody? All right, tonight I'm going to be working on Reactotron. What? Why would it show that? Why would it show that's... Why would it show that screen? I don't get this. Hey, what's up, Akil? I don't know. It's showing the wrong display. How's this work? Oh, hey! I might have fixed it. All right, we're going to be working on Reactotron here, which is right over on the right. I need to put it where it's not in front of my face, or my face isn't in front of it, rather. Maybe I'll put it off to the left here. That actually makes the most sense. The code can kind of be right here, somewhere like that. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jesse? How's the launch going on your course? Drop a link in chat. Okay, so first thing we need to do is figure out how I'm supposed to add a new package here. I think it's in the package JSON. I just need to make sure that this is where it needs to be. Yeah, it's going well. It's a little too high energy. I don't like how Pretzel Rocks like drops a link into the chat every time it changes music, but I'd have to pay for it, and I haven't been streaming enough to be worth paying for because I didn't stream for like 4 months. Okay, so are you allowed to drop a link into chat, Jesse? Because if so, drop your new course or whatever it is you're working on there. Okay, so I think we have Immer right now. We're going to be able to get rid of Immer and replace it with a different Michelle Westrate library. Hey, Cameronito. Or Germanito. Welcome back. Yeah, it worked. Vim for normal people.com. It's a great website. So that's very cool. I know that Vim is still very popular. And it is definitely the most efficient way to build or to like manipulate text, especially code. The only better way is to have AI do it. But this is pretty sick. Reluctant Vimmers, that's me. Edit a config file on a server. I can at least do that. I know the basics. Coming soon, subscribe. I actually am gonna sign up. But I'm not gonna put my email address on here. You'll see it come through. Cool. Signed up. No, I agree, Jesse. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're going to be doing here. So all of these Immer produces, anything having to do with the action types, anything like that, that's all going to be supplanted. But I'm going to leave that code alone. I'm not going to be touching it. I'm just going to be leaving it alone for now. There's a very specific reason I'm going to be doing that. But let me jump into apps. So we're working on Reactotron over here, and I'm going to be adding MobX state tree to it because that is the best. All right, so yarn add MobX. And then yarn add MobX React Lite. JetBrains IDE is everything in kitchen sink pre-installed, and that's rad. If anything, you might want to remove UI to make it more minimal. Vim is additive, very clumsy without crazy plugin ecosystem. You build up your own IDE. Yep. And VS Code is more in between in my eyes. That's a really good way to put it. I agree. All rad options, but one thing I'll say is we, as in all of us, often bash or judge tech because we don't understand it well. That is for sure true. Hit the nail on the head there. If anything, it's another skill to learn. Yeah, when I was, even when I was coding using Dreamweaver back in the day, and I'm not talking about like the visual thing, but just their code editor, which was very underrated. I tricked it out with like tons of shortcuts, and And even going before that, when I was doing, oh dude, I did AutoCAD, and the guy that taught me AutoCAD was just insisted I use the keyboard. He was like, the mouse is fine for some things, but for the most part, you need to be using the keyboard. You need to be like, and it had like, you know, if you know about AutoCAD, it has all these like, it has like a console for like copying, and it's a lot, it's actually pretty Vim-like. AutoCAD, like the original AutoCAD, I don't know if it is now, but it probably is, but it's like very Vim-like. Well, Germanito, I have a course for you to sign up for by our very own Jersey Milker. Go to vimfornormalpeople.com and put your email address here, and Jesse will send you an email, and it's for reluctant or scared Vimmers. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, so I've already added MobX React Lite. I need to add yarn, add MobX state tree. Should be 6.2. 5.2. 5.4. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I said. Okay. Immer will be gone when we're totally done here, but for now we're just adding those. All right. Now we're going to create in the renderer thing here, we're going to create a folder. It's called models. We're going to create a new file called Reactotron model.ts. Is that what we should call it? We'll call it the root store. .ts. And all right, import t from MobX state tree. Const. Okay, is this working? Appears to be. What the heck? Holy crap. Is this actually everything? Server status, started and stopped. It doesn't have the other part. This is actually pretty good. This shilling is too much. Hey, I didn't build a multi-million-dollar company by not being good at marketing. This is very good. This is very good. Okay, so I'm going to create a connection. So let's create a connection. I think it's all those same things. So type description host connected features. Really should have plugins as well. So don't know if I need all these things. So okay, that's good. It's even adding all the actions. Holy crap. Is this for real? I don't know if that actually works, to be honest. Prefer to call that store. Drink more water in 5 minutes than I do all day while coding. Yeah, I kind of had some salty, too much salt. That's me, way I say that too much, to be honest. So I need to it's not type of, that's not how this works. Instance type of, that works better. Okay, that's the connection. By the way, I can actually export the type as a type and as a value as well. And I kind of want to try that. So, oh, it doesn't like that, does it? Doesn't like that. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to call it connection type. Well, I'll go with the original, the OG. So type connection, and this should be connection. What's this? Commands does not exist. See, this is the problem with relying on all this stuff. I probably don't need all this stuff is the problem. I mean, this all looks pretty good, and it's cool that it knows it, but I don't want to actually add it yet. So let's just go with the root store for now. Okay. So it should be started, stopped, unavailable, I think, is something like that. So there's that, and then when the app is where's this coming from? Standalone provider. It's like creating a context here and stuff like that. I just want it to be MobX lately looks rad. Use Vuex. Yeah, MobX works with Vue. All right, so I don't know if that's the right spot though. Reactotron app provider is a create root, and then we're rendering the app. I think we should just create the root store right here. See here? Just grab the root store like so. I feel like maybe we just export function use stores, which is what we generally do. And we're just returning the root store. Maybe just use store. Another option is to create it on the first on demand. So we could do let root store if not root store, then we do that. Then we create it and then we return it. So we just, the first use of use store, it will generate it, and then after that it's a singleton. But it's any. Don't like that. I think we need to say export type root store equals instance of root store type of, and there we go. So root store is really more, it's more like a, I hate to say it, but it's like a root store factory. So this is not the root store right here. This is a factory for generating the root store, which is actually created right here. This is the root store. We've talked about renaming this to, and don't tell anybody I told you this. Oh, and this. Something like root. Well, yeah. It'd be like a root store factory. But that just looks terrible. Like, just doesn't look good. Okay, so connections, orphan commands, command listeners. Really curious if I could connect up Reactotron to itself. Probably. Sounds like a bad idea. Okay, so I'm just gonna refresh this. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna trace it all the way through the whole app. We're just gonna trace everything. So first thing gets loaded, index.tsx, Reactotron app provider. I really wish this stuff was not in a really wish it wasn't in a separate documentation because, or sorry, different package. Because the only thing that uses it is the app. I think the thing is here, there might not be any use of state within this. Actually, what uses Immer? Core UI does use Immer. Yeah, okay, this is a problem. It's using context. Is that why Reactotron core contract is a thing? And that means that Reactotron core UI would need to have access to the state. It's so freaking complex. I don't like this. I don't like how it is. But like custom actions. Could I just replace all of these? Just can't stand this sort of thing. Just like, what's the point? Like, that makes way more sense. And with TypeScript, you should be fine. I just don't get why we would go the other direction. Yeah, I'm just going to be sitting here grumbling to myself. That's what's going to be happening. I'm not blaming anybody. Like, Rich did really great work with this stuff. Rich Evans. You'll see his name a lot right here. He is awesome. However, I'm not a fan of this pattern. Like, he did a great job with this pattern. I just don't like the pattern. So just this whole thing. All right, where are we? Use custom commands. How come it doesn't highlight it on the side here? So we're under source contexts, custom. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, that's ridiculous. Hold up. Try to get rid of that spam. Okay. By the way, Jesse, you've been following me on Twitch for 2 years now. Hot pot. Okay, so yeah, Reactotron core contract sets that. Okay. Yeah, 2 years. Well, we have a giant to-do here because... And reducer. Where is this even being called? I don't get it. Use custom commands. So we're exporting it. Where is use custom commands? Being called. What is happening here? Freaking hate index.js. What is this? Okay, core. Okay, so there's a provider here. Custom commands context provider. And this is under custom commands. And then it looks like it's all under the core UI stuff. So there's one place there, and then there's one place here in use snapshots. But it looks like everything else is being kept in there. This core UI needs to be folded into the Reactotron app. I'm not going to worry about this for right now. We're not going to pay any attention to core UI for now. What I'm going to do is I will trace this through. Okay, so we will go back to where I was and not core UI. We're going to be in the Reactotron app and we're going to go to index.tsx on Twitter for longer. That's for sure. Probably 3 to 5. Yeah, probably longer than, yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice to be able to see how long you've followed someone. That would be really neat. Or how long they followed you. All right, so Reactotron app provider is in the core UI. So this is why I ended up there, which has a theme provider and the Reactotron container. Reactotron container is this children, and the theme provider comes from styled components. So we're just sort of like this Reactotron app provider is for the most part just doing the theming and some additional font stuff. Pre-Google monopoly. Okay. So then the app, let's go look at the app. All right. So we have a router. That's React router. It's a hash router. We have root context provider. This one looks like a possibility for yoinking. Layout provider. What's a layout provider? Is sidebar open? Toggle sidebar. This looks like a completely worthless thing to me. Toggle sidebar. Is sidebar open? Dispatch, toggle side. This is so much freaking code for a Boolean. It's so bad. I don't get it. Why do people like this? Why do people like this? I don't get it. Use MobX state tray. You can just, you don't need this. Right here, this whole thing, we can just, it can go away. So is sidebar open and toggle sidebar? These are the two things we need right now. So I'm going to the root store. And I'm going to comment out all those things. sidebar t dot enumeration, and then we're gonna say open closed with open being that. What did I do wrong? Oh, I see. I have to make it optional. So t dot optional. Unless I should change that, I think. Okay, so the sidebar is going to be that, and then we need an action. So actions store, and it'll be toggle sidebar, right? There we go. And I'm missing something. Open, open, close, close. 1.c. Okay. Don't need that right now. So we now have that. That means that this whole thing can be more or less removed. I think the whole layout can be removed. I'm going to delete this whole directory. Gonzo. Okay. And then sidebar, just go open. I actually want them to provide it. You tell me what you are. If you don't know, you gotta pick one. It's open, closed, or open, yeah. Just kind of toggles back and forth. Okay. We don't need the layout provider anymore. So that means that this is kind of, what's this doing? So this has all these things. Okay. So the standalone provider is the next thing to work on. However, root context provider. So now we can just do the standalone provider. We can get rid of the root context provider. We can just do the standalone provider. And the standalone provider will be here. Or what is it? Oh. Root context. So it'll be context standalone. All right. So I'm going to be getting rid of this. Just having a construct. Okay, so standalone's here. Now if I go here, it's good. I don't even, can you even change the sidebar? I don't know if you can even do that. Like, sidebar doesn't seem to go away, so I don't understand why that was even an option. Maybe we thought we would have a sidebar toggle. Hey, what's up, Sindev? I love pie. Who doesn't love pie? I love pie too. I actually asked for pie for my birthday. And I got it. My webcam needs to be adjusted a bit. It was straight up. It was straight. Oh, did they say Sin Devil Ove Pie? It was apple pie. November 29th. So, a little over 2 weeks ago. I turned 42. 42. Getting old. Getting old. Thank you. I appreciate it, Jesse. All right, so the standalone provider. Actually, is everything working still? Like, it seems like everything's working still. So, let me actually kill this and just, like, try to run it. You just had one? Happy birthday. How many years are you, old man? Jesse, just because he says he loves pie doesn't mean he is pie. Okay, what's it complaining about now? What'd I break? Can't resolve layout. In here. What? What? Layout context. What's layout context? Did we delete that? I think we did. Is sidebar. Oh, yeah, because duh. We need to do use store. And sidebar. And I'll just say store here. Store sidebar open. You know, you can do views too. So like, lemon pie is really good. 38. Okay. Yeah. So one of the things we could do is do views. Store. Sidebar open, right, like so. So now I can just say sidebar open. I need that view first. Action second. Okay, so if the sidebar is open, do closed, otherwise open. That's cleans it up a little bit. And then this just simply is a getter. Like so. Very clean. Very, very, very clean. Okay, cool. So if I head back to this, I can just say store sidebar open. Now this sidebar needs to be wrapped in observer. We'll pull that in from MobX React Lite. So now the sidebar has that. Stateless still has a place for being. I don't really like that. I don't like this kind of like way of doing things, but we'll call it good. All right. Okay, now the standalone provider still. So this root context, is it being used anywhere? No, it's not. So let's delete it. Root context provider no longer shows up in our project. And let's try Java. Okay. Yes, I understand. I'm trying to kill. All right. I've been working on an HTML5 JavaScript renderer for the most complex feature-filled subtitle format in the world. Advanced Substation Alpha. What am I working on? So we have this this app called Reactotron. If you go to reactotron.com, it'll bring you to the GitHub repo. And I am adding a different state management system to it called MobX State Tree, which I'm one of the maintainers of. And getting rid of a whole lot of boilerplate that we don't need, because we're using like React context and it's crap. So can't resolve context layout in keybind handler. All right, who's got contexts layout? Because I want to know. Okay, get rid of that. Layout context. Toggle sidebar doesn't need to happen, but I could do store equals use store. And then wherever toggle sidebar happens, I just go store dot toggle sidebar. I guess I did a lowercase there. What is this? Keybind. What is it bound to? Command Shift S. Oh, okay. Let's see. Not this again. Can't resolve root store in sidebar. What's even right here? No, that should. This is probably the wrong. Okay, there we go. So, subtitle format. This is interesting. What's this? Okay, what do we got? Invalid hook call. This is can only be called in the body of a function component. I wonder if it's the observer. Yeah, it's the observer. Observer is interesting. It's where is this being used? Yeah, it's just being rendered right here. But it doesn't like that it's... Well, let me try this. Const sidebar equals observer. I think there's something going on here. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't like observer. Hooks can only be called inside the body of a function component. Okay, so we got to do some Googling here. So, mobx observer. I'm not using mobx React. I don't like that. Yeah, it's the same error. Electron too. Oh, some sort of a React issue? That's not gonna help. All right, see ya, Jesse. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. 18.2. Wait, what? Why does Core UI have both? That should go away. Seems like not a good thing. I'm gonna actually do this. We need 18.2. So maybe I just need to run yarn. What's up, Birdman? How's your evening going? Invalid hook call. Hooks can only be called inside the body of a function. Can't read properties in the sidebar component. I know. Cannot read properties of null. Use observer. Huh. Why? This is not good. Going pretty well. Pretty good, yeah. I'm getting a little tired. I mean, I just started streaming not long ago, but I guess, I don't know. Over a half hour ago, maybe an hour ago. I don't know. But I don't understand why adding observer is killing the vibe here. Works fine if I do this. As soon as I add observer, then all of a sudden it's up in my face. Oh, I was just wondering, like, if you could tell me more about these subtitles. So you're talking about subtitles on videos, right? Or movies and stuff? And you're doing HTML with that? Like rendering with HTML into video of some sort? Yeah, very cool. No? Is that just... Okay. You mentioned HTML. It's just the oh, okay, yeah. So you're using Canvas. Okay. Yeah, that's neat. And does this, it like overlays on top of the video player? Is that how that works? My watch is dead. WebGL. Okay. Yeah. On the canvas. Yeah, it makes sense. That's cool. That's really cool. Is it just a side project, or are you getting paid for this? Or is this like your job? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Drop the link. Yeah, if I do observer here, I get a it just hates it. Open source? Okay. Yeah, just hates it. Does not like it. Still looking for a job. Have you had a job before? Sorta. But not like a full career yet. Like it's not like you're between main jobs. You're looking to kind of get into the industry. Substation Alpha, which is a cool name. Subtitles renderer. GPU accelerated JavaScript advanced substation. ASS renders AS and SSA files. That's on purpose, isn't it? Is this your website? Ko-fi.com? Oh, okay. I'm going to hit star on this. Hey, 80 stars, not bad. So how did you get like interested? Yeah. How did you get interested in subtitle renderers? Oh, I see. Ko-fi is like anime. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really neat. Draw frame. Get frame as URI. Check ready to render. Set viewport. Load subtitles. And there's a certain format for this string then. Yeah, very cool. Well, that's awesome. I suppose I should grab React Dev Tools. Would they show up here? I don't know if they would. Let me see. It's not going to give me... Wait a minute here. This always makes me laugh here. Secret internals do not use or you will be fired. Yeah. I don't know a lot about MobX, but what's stopping you from wrapping the whole app in Observer and have everything be reactive? It works on a component by component basis. So wrapping a parent doesn't help children be reactive. It only works per component. So whatever this, like even if I wrap sidebar in this is just too high energy. Then things like sidebar button are not reactive unless I go into it and again like export this as an observer as well. And then it'd be reactive. Does that make sense? So like I can I can go to the root and wrap it in an observer. But if it doesn't have if it's not observing anything in that function component, then it's not going to actually do anything. So it looks like this is like people have run into this before, and it has something to do with being the wrong version or like multiple versions of React. I'm not totally sure how to debug that in Electron. Is there a way for me to add like a... Let me look. React Dev Tools in Electron. React Dev Tools in Electron Inspector. Electron React Devs tool. This work? A few years ago. This is old. Oh, hey. Oh, I see what you're saying. SynDev. Yeah, that's fine. Throw me a link. Electron DevTools installer. Okay, let's, I don't use Chrome though. I wonder if it'd work with Brave. So, extensions. Let's try this with Brave. And then extension. Do I even have DevTools? Yes, I do. Okay, there it is. Got it. It's not gonna give me developer mode. Maybe gives me more information. I'd love to be able to just go to the okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, this is sweet. Actually, just to be sure, I'm gonna have it a little bit behind my thing, just for copyright reasons, you know? So it looks like it's... Oh yeah, I muted it. So this is using your library. It's got like these subtitles down here. To the intro song. Oh, that's cool. So it has like almost like karaoke. Yeah, this is neat. This is dialed. Yeah, very cool. Well, thanks for showing me that. Yeah, yeah. Looks very capable. It's not just dropping them at the bottom, you know? Like, there's a lot more to it. Well done. What type of work are you looking to try to get? So, I'm going to ask ChatGPT this. Error boundary to your tree. Guess we could try doing that. Take anything. But let's say that you had 10 different jobs, and among them were a variety of things, and you could choose any of them. What type of industry job would you be looking for? Yeah, we could do this. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know. I need to solve this before I can move on, though. This observer thing not allowing this is a problem. So I'm going to go off screen here for a second and see if ChatGPT can help me with this. They used to have a, like, collapsed sidebar thing. Yeah, it should be all right. Okay. I'm working on Reactotron, which is Electron version. What Electron version is it anyway? Electron. $27.03. Um, 18.2 and MobX. What is it? 6.12. And MobX React Lite 405. So let's try to drop that. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say here. Software reverse engineering or application software engineering? Not one. Yeah, don't do web. I mean, obviously, you got to do what you got to do to pay the bills. I don't blame you at all for doing whatever. But web dev is the least interesting. Everybody does web dev. You don't strike me as a web dev. And there's plenty of other things that need to be done. So, what are you doing to network? Like, what types of things are you doing to get connected with people? I like that you're in my chat. That's one thing. You're already doing one thing. Kudos. That's great. You don't put your real name, though. That can be an impediment sometimes. So Mismatching versions of React in the renderer. React DOM. Yeah, it's doing this sort of thing. So npm ls or yarn y react. Okay, fair. Let's try yarn. And I like ChatGPT being able to tell me this. Oh, hey. Looky here. We've got some mismatches. Add-on actions. React npm 16. 16. Storybook. Freaking storybook. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. So if these things are being passed in anyway, I don't need observer here. But I do need it here. But I think the same thing happens when I put it there. Yeah, it does seem to happen there as well. So can we update storybook? Whoops. Add-on actions. Okay. I'm also going to DEF CON local meetups. I went to DEF CON proper. I've also been applying online, but I don't know what else I can do to network. Could go to OWASP, but I never have the time. I always look at it as like a one-by-one thing. Like going to conferences is fine, or meetups is fine. But, and for things like software reverse engineering, it makes sense. But like, I don't know that world as well. I'm an application developer. But I'm on Twitter and I interact with people and I develop relationships over time on Twitter, and then I interact with them and I say, hey, you know, like if something's needed, if I need something, I have built up credit because I've, you know, I've interacted with them really well over time, and it's a one-by-one thing. Yeah, I totally get, like, not like in Twitter, X, whatever. But that's where the people are. So Mastodon's probably better for the like security stuff, because I know a lot more security people are there. So yeah, it's more security, but like in my world, nobody consequential is on. Well, I shouldn't say nobody consequential, but it's harder to make connections. Okay, so storybook add-on. So this is 765, and we're on 5.2. So what are the? Can I just? Probably can't just update this, right? Storybook React. Storybook React. 765. So what's the... Do you know what a post used to be called on Mastodon? A toot. Dumbest name ever. I mean, tweet's not much better, but at least it's been around a long time. They just call it a post now, right? I need to know migration from 6 to 7. We're in 6.5. We're on 5. Wait, what? This is 7. Why do they have a 7 to 8 already? Okay. So we're on 5. We're on 5.2. So from 5.3, from 5.2 to 3. Holy crap. Presets.js. We don't have any such thing. Stories. Okay, why is this even add-ons? Yeah. It's hard to do sometimes to network. But you only need one job. Jobs are a little harder to come by this year though. I'll admit. 2021 could fall out of your chair and hit 3 jobs on the way down. Config.js. Wasn't there something about config.js here? Been renamed to preview.js. Add-ons.js is manager.js. Why? Storybook options in config, especially theme. Don't think we have that. So we got to sit here and upgrade Storybook all the way to the latest version. Configure API to load from preview, which was configure, has been deprecated. Use the stories field in main.js. Yeah, I get it, Syndev. I totally get it. It'll come back. It'll totally come back. My guess is in 6 months, probably. Market's going to be pretty hot. I see what it's doing. So, story.ts. How do I even access Storybook here? I actually don't even know how to access Storybook on Reactotron, but this is what I need to do. I need to upgrade Storybook to the latest. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, Frank. UI contract. Or like core UI. Build storybook. Start. Okay, so core UI. I love all the warnings. Wait, would this really work? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, this is pretty cool. You think this will work? Let's try it. Before I do that, I need to save what I've done so far. Okay. Converting to MST. Is this gonna work? Let's see it steal all of my environment variables. I'm only doing it in core UI, which is probably okay. Wait, is this actually gonna work? That'd be pretty cool. No migrations were applicable to your... let's try here. In the root. Storybook. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, Copilot might be able to do it. Let me try this. Probably not gonna work. Next? I don't know about next. Probably should have done latest. That's 8.0 alpha. I do not want to be on alpha. Yeah, monorepo. Might be running this command in a monorepo or non-standard project structure. We'd run this by specifying the path to your via the config. Oh, okay. Config dir equals dot storybook. Is that right? Yeah, right there. Let's try it. It's probably there's no main.js, but Okay, well, let's create a. So I think. What did they say? Config is now main. So presets is main. So we need to create a new file of. Is there a main.js? There is no main.js. Okay, so create a new file. Main.js. Okay. And so main is going to look like this. It's going to be story. Stories. And if I TSX. The add-ons. Well, actually, maybe do I? Can I just up? If it's deprecated but still works, register. Why do they have to change everything? I'm just going to go to 5.3 for all storybook stuff. Well, these all got updated to 7 something. Well, is that going to work? Command not found, start storybook. Start storybook, build storybook. Remove them with new commands, storybook dev and storybook build. Which is now required. Storybook dev. Storybook build. Okay. It's not gonna work, but let's try it. No, not found. Storybook. Story 7.0. Okay, workspace. Actually, before I do that, I'm just gonna reset this. Reset that. And yarn. Oh, sorry, that was below the... Also, it's past midnight. No wonder I'm getting tired. The problem is the other version of React. How do I tell it to not conflict? I think the build system for your project is hassle. You should use. Look at the one I'm using. There's a lot of custom stuff I'm doing, so I had to write my own. Yeah, that would be a hassle. So, storybook for sure is the issue here. I just don't know how to avoid it at the moment. Because it's not this one. So it's using this old version of Storybook that doesn't... Oh, maybe I could just go to 5.3, actually. Could I just go to 5.3? All right, let's see what I can do with chat. So, how would I update Storybook across the board to use? What is it anyway? It was 5. It was 5.3. We're on 5.2 something. 5.3. So versions. Crickets. There's search. Five point 3.21 maybe. Okay. All right, let's see what Copilot says. Yarn resolution. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Okay, so any 5.2.8s for Storybook stuff. Go 5.3, 5.3, 21. Okay. Okay, is that the only place that that is? Oh, that's great. This one's 6. No, I just updated. No, that's what? This one's 6.1. What's up, Lone Wolf? So Core UI is using 6.1.21 for Storybook. The app is using... Well, I'm going to use that one then. Could be wrong. And actually, what version of 6? Like, can I go all the way up to like 6 point something? 6.5? 6.5, 6.59, you know, like way up there. So no, way up higher than that. 6.516, let's say. Yeah, 6.516. Let's try 6.5 because like semantic release, right? Man, I'm getting slow. And no, I'm not doing an up arrow on this one. So let's try. See what happens. How's your evening, Lone Wolf? Add-on knobs. So whatever this one was, I need to leave it. Whatever the version. Looks like 6.4. It's a canary. Five two eight. Six 2.9 looks like it exists. Preparing for seminary. Nice. It's going pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of the dependency hell that I'm in right now. npm 6516. Oops. I really need to go to bed. What? Looks like it's working. Okay, but now still has a problem. Dude, Frank, DevMod was awesome. So I wasn't on a team, I was just floating from there. We had 5 teams of 3 and we were taking on a bunch of these. We created a bunch of PRs, but yeah, it was really fun. And a bunch of different teams created PRs to Reactotron. Just different things like even just like zoom, like command plus, command minus, command 0 on Electron, you know, just little quality of life things like that. I've wanted that sometimes. And then like making a preferences pane and stuff like that. So yeah, it went really well. Well, yarn and Y react. What? Now this seems to be only resolving the two. Okay, now it's probably going to give me... okay. There's 2 reacts. There. And... they don't conflict. So... no, I'm just streaming, but I'm probably almost done. Are you trying to go to bed? The other one from on Vanna's other bed? Oh. Is there one up here somewhere? Or like in the corner? Yeah, so we're definitely going to do one again on in January. That's probably fine, yeah. So, why is this thing still choking on the observer? Yeah, see, it works fine as long as I don't put the observer. Let me see if I put an observer. Yeah, go for it, Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf. Oh, no, that won't work. So I don't have it installed there. Okay, so let's say I do observer like so. Now what? How does that work? I see. Okay. Not my favorite way to do this. Okay, so I think I'm gonna need to shut down. Can we hide a system, a local network of virtual machines? That I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're referring to. But I really need to go to bed. And I'm tired. Barely functioning. So, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And thanks for dropping by, Frank, Lone Wolf, Sin Dev. Good luck on your job search. And I'm missing a few others here. Of course, Germanito, Jersey Milker, and a few others. So, I appreciate you all. Good luck, Lone Wolf, with whatever you're working on.